I want to make a short, quick video on the Apple Studio Display 27-inch 5K monitor. I just recently picked this up for a steal for 1,300 US dollars. It's a very good monitor for that price, in my opinion. The LG 5K, which came in a plastic body, more so, and a wobbly stand, originally retailed for 1,300. You can get it on sale here and there for quite a bit cheaper, and you can find it used for around, I think, $700 max on eBay and whatnot. But when you're talking about a setup, like something you're going to use day in, day out, you're going to be looking at it all the time. You just don't want any issues or anything like that. So I picked this up for $1,300, which is the price it should be priced at. $1,600 is it's far too much for what it is. I just got the normal tilt only model. I don't feel that the height adjustment model for an extra $400 is worth it. I was like, I'm already getting it for steel as it is for $1,300. Do I really want to pay $1,700? Really? So I don't have a rising desk or anything like that, but if you did, that could solve the issue. I know people who are at the computer a lot worry about their like wrist and hand adjustments or positions and all that stuff, whatever. But I can just raise and lower my chair as it is. So if I really care about like my eyes being, the monitor being like parallel with my eyes and whatnot, I can always just kind of, adjust my chair and whatnot. So for me, I've never had an issue with that. Or when you're sitting down, you can always just tilt the monitor up, whatever. It's kind of, for you to stare at it. You'll be staring at it down, but you're not, when you're that kind of close to the monitor, you're not really going to be like hurting your neck by, bending your neck down at like a, what'd you say, 10% angle maybe or something like that, or 10-degree angle, my bad, not percent. So I would recommend this monitor. If you can get it for around $1,400 or less, I would say do it. I don't know about buying it used on eBay. I was looking at a couple of them, but they were still going for about $1,400 used in good condition on eBay. The only thing is, with it being a smart monitor and whatnot, I heard there were some lemons out there. Dank Pods had an issue with his, and he had like some trouble returning it and whatnot. I think they gave him a store credit or something, but so it's a pretty kind of like, it's got, ports and all that stuff, so, which most monitors do. But so because of those, I would try to, if you're gonna buy it used, I would buy a refurbished one on Apple's refurbished website, if you can find one on there. I wasn't seeing any, but I think they go for around $1,470 or something like that used. So if you didn't get the chance to get one on this Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I think Best Buy still has some available for $1,450. I think that would be an okay price to buy one at too, because thinking long term, I had a 27-inch iMac 5K. So now my desktop the computer is actually out of the display. I love iMacs, I do. But because Apple doesn't support target display mode or whatever on the newer iMac models after like 2012, I can't use my iMac as a display anymore. If I could, I honestly would have just left it there and used my new M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14-inch base model. So not that new, but it's still in great condition, works great. Obviously only 16 gig of RAM compared to my 32 gig in my Intel i7 model iMac, but it handles it pretty well. Obviously the SSD is write fast, so swap memory works extremely well. You just want to be careful on how much you're using swap memory and all that stuff, because it's going to be writing to your SSD and whatnot. So I think that affects wear on your SSD and whatnot, and affects your overall lifespan of it. But the 512 gig SSD, I believe, should be sufficient, because I think they're two 256 gig chip or cards, I think, whatever. But overall, it's extremely high quality build. I'm very happy with it. I didn't want to buy one at first because I'm like, I'm gonna hold out, for that 27-inch or 30-inch, 32-inch, Studio Display Pro or whatever, with mini LED and HDR support and all this stuff. But I'm like, I'm really tired of just holding out hope for that. They might be developing it, yes, but what if it turns out to be $3,000? Am I gonna pay for that? Maybe, maybe not. So if I don't even know much about it, besides like, they're probably working on it, and they're probably working on that 32-inch iMac Pro. But I mean, is that going to start out at 5,000? Is it going to be worth it? Do I really want my computer attached to my display again where I can't just update the freaking computer? So, I know you shouldn't be updating your computer that much. You should always future-proof yourself at least 5 years, I'd say, out, to where you can keep your computer in good condition, laptop, Mac Studio, whatever, and then keep it in good condition, and you can sell it and put that money towards your new computer if you need be. So I love that I finally got the computer out of the display to where I don't like this being a smart display because I'm a little bit worried about the whole like future thing. Like 8 years down the road, is there going to be some issue with it because it's got an iPhone 11 like chip in it and stuff like that or whatever, and it's got like 64 gigs of memory or storage and stuff like that. It's really weird. But so all that kind of concerns me. But if Apple does release that 27-inch mini LED or 30-inch whatever, and even if it is like a $2,500 27-inch mini LED display that supports HDR, I might not want to buy it because this monitor is great and it works great. And the 5K display was always great. Like I have noticed a slight quality difference in the display. So I think my iMac was only in the late 2015, I think it was like 350, 400 nits. So that 600 nits, you can tell. So it's a beautiful display. I would say overall, from what I think, for my late 2015 5K display, I would say it's an extra maybe 15% better from what I just feel and the way it looks and stuff overall. You got a little bit thinner bezels than the iMac 5K, and you don't have that chin anymore with the Apple display, which it cleans up my space quite a bit. So before, the iMac chin would be kind of like down here, and I'd be like, this would kind of keep going back and getting stuck. And then it would be so annoying to try to have to maneuver around that. But because this is lifted up a little bit, people actually said, and I believe it's true, that this actually sits lower, the screen sits slightly lower than the iMac, but because there's no chin, it sits higher off the table, the desk. So I think that's just fine. And a lot of people say you can buy like little shelves and stuff like that to put it on and kind of maneuver, like, create some extra space and shelving. You can buy one for like $20, $30 on Amazon. So it's not worth the $400 for that height tilt adjustment thing. People said it makes it look more professional too. I would disagree. I originally agreed, but this is just it's like seamless. It's just like it's in and it's there. The other one has like this little protrusion or whatever where it comes out and it lifts up and down like that. And I think if I did buy that one and the stand was in the same position, this would be kind of poking out just a little bit unless it was lowered or higher where the arm would be either up or down like this. So if it was out at all, it would be protruding a little bit further out, which I don't know if I would like per se, because I like it at the position it's in on the desk in conjunction with the stand. So other than that, if you can get it for under $1,400, do it. It's a good display. I think it'll last, and eventually I'll upgrade my M1 Pro MacBook Pro to either like an M3 Max 16-inch or something down the road, or a Mac Studio. Everyone loves the Mac Studio because of the cooling, the better cooling it has compared to the laptops. But I don't really need a laptop, but it is nice to have. People said, like, if you do end up traveling and you want to work on some stuff, whatever, you got your whole computer right there. But yeah, I would strongly recommend it. And if you, like I said, if you didn't get it on during the sale, it's only an extra, $200-$300. If you want to pay full price, $1,600, or you can do the whole Apple Card thing and pay it off. Or I think they do the pay or Apple Pay Later, whatever. So I think that might be supported with this, whatever, if you want to pay it in 4 different payments. But I generally go with the whole, if you don't have the money now, you can't afford it. So either way, you're spending the same amount of money. So just save up and spend it. Because when you save up and spend it, or when you save up and buy, like I said, you can afford those deals like that. You can shell out, $1,300, whatever, $1,400 with tax, but $1,300 to get that deal, whatever. But if you had to buy it from Apple to do the pay later thing and stuff like that, you would be having to pay the Apple tax, whatever, with no discount for the most part. So not sure why I mentioned that, but